Principal Remy Everett talks about bullying at her school.
I just want my kids' needs met.
St. Philip's School is a K-8 Catholic school for nearly 200 students.
I want happier kids, and although this is a fairly happy school, they're normal. Bullying can be a very invisible part of the school life, and I worried about it.
My name is Callum. My name is Spencer. My name is Andy.
Last year, it was a little bit of a surprise to find that there was bullying in the intermediate grades. There was some evidence of it in kindergarten, more evidence of it in second, third, and fourth.
All righty, let's go. Let's head on out.
I don't want to be a school where we just say, well, that's normal, and I don't know what else we can do. I don't want to be that kind of school, and we don't have that kind of staff either.
So, is there bullying at St. Philip's right now? Tell the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So supposing you came to school and so what does it feel like when you're bullied? What does it feel like when you're bullied, Claire?
Feels terrible and sort of want to die sometimes.
Okay, sort of and we know that at times there have been suicides because of bullying. Okay? So what do you want to do when you're bullied? How do you usually react when you're bullied? Honestly, how do you usually react?
Maybe leave or tell a teacher, maybe.
Okay, leave or tell a teacher. What else do you do?
Like wish you were different.
Okay, yeah, well, I wish I were different so I could fit in. What else? Jack, what do you want to do if I bully you about your hair?
Hide in a corner.
Hide in the corner. Hide in the corner.
As a principal, I felt a need to find something for them. Talking about it in the faculty room was one thing, but finding a real concrete solution was another thing.
To find a solution, St. Philip's embarked on a comprehensive anti-bully program, including new bully prevention rules, a new bully behavior consequence rubric, and before the school year began, an all-day bully prevention training for teachers and staff.
Teachers are not trained to always identify bullying. So this hopefully will be, it's professional development, but it's also a philosophy change for the school, and it takes the emotion out of it.
Stopping bullying takes a team effort. One person alone can't do it, and every single person...
Bully issues are rarely resolved by schools using only traditional disciplinary practices. So Principal Remy decided to partner with the Olveus Bullying Prevention Program.
At first, people may not actually believe that you're actually going to do anything about it, so it may take a little while for people to realize, oh, you're really serious. Something is going to get done about this.
Dr. Alexandra Matthews, a certified Olveus Bully Prevention Program trainer, leads the session.
When we implement the Olveus program, there's generally a shift in attitude about bullying from boys will be boys, it's part of childhood, the victim needs to be more assertive and stand up for themselves, to understanding that victims cannot protect themselves. We need to help them, we need to protect them, we need to give consequences to the bullying.
An important starting point for any anti-bullying effort is solid data. Previously, Dr. Matthews had issued a detailed questionnaire to the students of St. Philip's to identify when and where bullying is happening, how much bullying, what kind, and who and what grades are involved.
Boys are reporting verbal first, physical next, rumors, sexual and racial. And I'm sure that usually what the sexual harassment means being called gay. The locations of bullying, 60% of kids report being bullied on the playground during unstructured time, not during PE time. The number 2 time was in class with the teacher present. So we'll see what's up with that. One of the questions was, how often do teachers intervene in bullying? And the rate here is lower than national average. So that is something that we'll want to counteract. Overall, 41% of the kids think that teachers intervene. 60% think they don't.
The heart of the meeting, in preparation for a new school year, creating St. Philip's own anti-bullying rules.
These are typically the rules. Most of the schools I work with, we just adopt those rules straight up. So the rules are that we will not bully others. We will try to help students who are bullied. We will try to include students who are easily left out. And then if you know that somebody is being bullied, we will tell an adult at home and an adult at school. One of the ways that bullying can really take hold is that it gets surrounded by silence. And the kids who are bullied don't tell anybody. The kids who are witnesses don't tell anybody. And so we want to switch from that kind of a culture to a climate of telling. Telling is different from tattling. Tattling is telling on somebody just to get them in trouble. Telling is speaking the truth to protect somebody's safety. The next piece that we're going to do is sit down and start to hammer out the details of how they're going to implement the program in their school.
Because every school is different, the challenge here is to create their own version of a bully behavior consequence rubric, which precisely defines what bullying behavior triggers which punitive consequence.
I mean, anything that has to do with hitting or any violence, it would go straight to the principal.
And I move them away from their classmates. They're moved to a special desk. Yeah.
And the thing is, when they are having have to sit on the bench at lunch, no one can be near them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
A note apology to the student that they hurt, and a note to their parents.
How about if it's the second time he hit, but it's his first time teasing, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So is it? That's why I like ones that like if it's any one of these.
Yeah, like these are different degrees, though.
Yeah, different degrees.
I mean, like
bullying.
you gotta punish someone for hey, you retard or whatever, and then the other one's oh, whack.
It took some work, but by the start of the school year, St. Philip's teachers and staff had tailored the Olveus anti-bullying rubric to precisely fit their own student and parent population. Within the first month of school, St. Philip's held a kickoff day for the anti-bullying program, starting at the morning all-school assembly.
So today is a very important day for you, boys and girls, because today is our Olveus kickoff. And your teachers have been preparing you for today by talking about, anti-bullying, becoming an anti-bullying school, holding class meetings on a weekly basis, trying to problem solve issues before they become very hurtful to someone else. Going into your classrooms and throughout the school will be two kinds of posters. There are posters that we have created to tell you what the 4 main anti-bullying rules are for the school, and you will be making posters in an activity. This is not a one-time thing. This is going to be part of our philosophy, part of our programs. So let's have a great Olveus kickoff today.
A key element of the new program is having class meetings about bullying every week in every class.
We're going to go through and see what you think of the consequences for different things.
This 8th grade class meeting, led by Miss Coda, is to explain the rubric in detail.
It's repeated offenses that we're looking at. Repeated offenses. In the past, the kids had no idea what was going to happen when they bullied. So I think it really helps to make things fair on the teacher's part, because you got it right there. And the kids have the consequences. They know what they're getting, so they know that there's not favoritism. They're not, it's very clear.
The new St. Philip's rubric defines bullying using the 4 main Olveus categories: verbal, physical, social, and sexual. Escalating levels of bullying behavior brings escalating consequences for the bully, from detention to calls home to parents to suspension and even expulsion.
Level 1, insulting remarks, shoving. Do you think gossiping should be higher?
Depends on what you're gossiping about.
So it depends on what's being said? I'm gonna circle it. So what kind of choice do you want to make? Here's your consequence, and you made that choice.
If the gossip is like, if it can ruin the person's reputation, then it should be higher.
Okay, so the reflection sheet.
Yeah.
So when you do screw up, okay, you have the reflection sheet, but there's other things we added to the back of it that we want you to think about.
The reflection sheet is familiar to these students. It's a useful, already existing tool that is easily added to the new anti-bullying program. Before any punishment at St. Philip's, students must first complete this form, which asks them to consider the consequences of their own behavior.
What it is they did, why they did it, what effect it had on those around them, and why they should never do it. And it has to be signed by the parents. And I usually talk to them about it, like, what did you learn from doing this? Because if they just fill it out and they don't learn anything, it doesn't do any good. Now, the second time, you do the reflection again, and then there's a written warning note sent home for the parent signature. Okay? Now, the third time, the student calls home. So how's that for you? It's new, but for the kids, it's out there in print, so it becomes really real.
With this program, just like now it's a different thing. It's not just playing around now. Mm-hmm. It's like you're bullying that person, but it was never like intended to bully that person. You're just playing with them.
Okay, you brought up a good word, is intended. It doesn't matter whether you intend to hurt somebody. The end result is you hurt somebody. Every time somebody bullies you, it's like taking a little chip away from you. You know, it's that annoying kind of like, and pretty soon it gets out, bam, and you can't take it anymore.
Throughout the school, each grade engages in an age-appropriate discussion about the new program. In the 4th grade, Ms. Martinez leads her students to define bullying, and later encourages them to share their experiences.
What is something that, in your eyes, your opinion, your thought, is a bullying behavior?
If you sit with someone and a bully's like, oh, why do you hang out with her or him?
Yeah.
Making fun of the person's name and stuff like that.
That makes you feel really bad, huh?
Children are very egocentric. They think through their own eyes, and they're young, and this is a good time to get them started to think beyond themselves.
When someone's bullying one of your friends or someone you know, you should always back them up, like back them up, like say, leave them alone or.
Good job. So if somebody's being bullied, the intent for this program is they're not alone, that there is someone who's going to help them. So that person who has been bullied, perhaps in the past, or feels they have been bullied, it's a way to help them feel that, you know what, I'm not by myself, I'm not alone. I can get help from another kid. I can go share this with another kid, say, hey, you know what's going on? And that friend can say, yeah, you know what, I saw that too. And that was me, you're right. So you can get support from your friends here, because we're all in it together.
On this kickoff day, each class meeting includes an explanation and discussion of the 4 new anti-bullying rules.
Rule 2, we will help students who are bullied. When you see it, you recognize it, you need to do something about it. Who's in control of your personal choices?
Me.
You. You are in control of your personal choices. So you have to make that decision. Am I gonna allow this person to be mean and bully these people, or I gotta stop it?
It's Dr. Bessel. this one here is the best spot. And this is a lineup spot, so students will see this poster constantly. I think this is a perfect spot right here. By posting it everywhere and in the classrooms, unconsciously it's going to enter their minds, and when they look at it, they're going to say, oh yes. And it's very straightforward. We will not bully others. We will help students who are bullied. We will include students who are left out. And if we know that someone is being bullied, we will tell an adult at school and an adult at home.
Every teacher will put these questions on the board. So we have to be sure you have answers for them. First thing is, what is bullying? Okay. How can we stop bullying?
The 8th graders, as the oldest students in the school, have special responsibilities. In this class meeting, they prepare to lead an anti-bullying activity.
So you're the leaders of the school. Kindergartners through 7th grade, you're in charge of. So whatever you do, they're going to imitate. So you have to be really sure. If they say to you, well, I don't get it, what is bullying? What are you going to tell them?
All right, let's go get our kindergartners.
Today's activity is poster making, during which the 8th graders will lead a discussion on how to prevent bullying.
The idea is to get everybody, 1, to know what bullying is. 2, what do you do if you're bullied? And 3, you want to give the kids some advice about how they may report the bullying. And how can we make our school, what would our school look like if everybody could come here and just be happy?
What do you guys think bullying is? It can be pushing somebody on the yard. It can be saying stuff about somebody. It can be saying stuff to somebody that's mean. Sometimes you can just mean it as a joke, but it still might hurt their feelings. And even if it is a joke, it can still be considered bullying. All right, here's the black marker.
The LVS program is not a short-term fix. It's an attitude change.
What else are you
It's a systems change. That becomes part of the fabric of the school.
We will have worked with our victims, we will work with the bullies, we will work with our witnesses. For us, it's for the future. It's not just for this year. Hopefully it just becomes part of who we are.